The arrival of a new day in Istanbul and confrontations continue. Overnight, protesters had built burning barricades to block the police. Their response was to use more tear gas and water cannon. Both the Prime Minister and anti-government protesters have promised rival mass demonstrations in Istanbul for Sunday afternoon, with Erdogan hoping for a repeat of Saturday's turnout, where tens of thousands of his supporters gathered in Ankara. Within hours of that rally, police in Istanbul moved into Gezi Park and Taksim Square, clearing away the protesters, some of whom were camped there for weeks. The Prime Minister had insisted there was no justification for continued protests after his government had agreed to freeze plans to redevelop this park. The main reason why these protesters started in the first place. On Saturday night, hundreds of riot police and several rounds of tear gas were needed to empty the area. The confrontations continued as police chased protesters through the streets of Istanbul. The geography of the city means many of Sunday's anti-government demonstrators need to cross the Bosphorus to take their places.
We've occupied the Bosphorus Bridge with about 500 or 600 people. We've stopped traffic on the bridge. We've been walking for almost 10 hours and have just arrived near Taksim Square. Once we got here, the police and the security forces attacked us very heavily.
Istanbul is the Prime Minister's home city, where he's always maintained a strong power base. The focus now turns to whether he will be able to draw on that support to combat further disturbances and divisions. Jamal Al-Shayyal, Al Jazeera, Istanbul.